Everyone, I am Mrs. Rushali Chaudhary, lecturer Praveen Patil Polytechnic, Bhayandar. Today we are going to learn Applied Science Chemistry, subject code 22202. In that we are going to start learning metallurgy. We already started. What is the metallurgy? The process of extraction of metal. It's called as metallurgy. But why we are extracting the metal? Which property of metals are useful for the engineering field? That we are going to learn today. The mechanical properties of the metals. What are they? Strength, elasticity, stiffness, flexibility, plasticity, ductility, malleability, toughness, resilience, hardness, brittleness, creep, fatigue, machinability. These are the special properties of the metals which makes the metal useful for the engineering purpose. What is the reason where we are using the metals and how this property enhance the application of metals in our engineering field, like in a civil engineering, from the machine making, for the electronics as well as the computer engineering field. These are the property. The first property is the strength. When we are comparing the metal with another non-metal, we will observe that metal is having a higher strength. What is that? Ability to withstand or the support external forces or a load without a rupture. अगर मैं मेटल वायर को कोई भी लोड कैरी करने के लिए लगाऊँ तो मेटल वायर इज एबल टू होल्ड दैट वेट. दैट इज द strength. Hardness, ability to resist deformation by abrasion, indentation or the penetration and scratching by harder bodies. It's called as hardness. Metals are difficult to cut into the different size. It is not easily cut. They will not undergo abrasion or the dent. मेटल सरफेस पे इजीली डेंट नहीं आता है. अगर वो प्लास्टिक है, डेंट विल बी मोर ईजियर. मोर पेनेट्रेशन इज पॉसिबल. डक्टिलिटी, एबिलिटी ऑफ अ मेटल टू अंडरगोज डिफॉर्मेशन बिफोर रप्चर. इट्स कॉल्ड एज डक्टिलिटी. व्हेन वी आर stretching metal, it is going to convert into the thin wire. Deformation in the metal take place. That is called as ductility. Brittleness, ability to fracture when deformed. It's called as ductility. Just like a glass. Glass is brittle. It is easily break into the small parts. That is called as a brittleness. Toughness, ability to absorb maximum energy up to fracture. It's called as a toughness, due to which metal is strong, ductile and tough. So ability to withstand with the impact, it's called as a toughness. Elasticity, ability to retain its original shape and size after removal of load. It's called as elasticity. Plasticity, ability to experience permanent deformation without a fracture when subject to external forces. It's called as a plasticity. Resilience, ability to absorb energy when it is elastically deformed. Malleability, ability to be deformed into thin sheets by rolling or hammering without fracture. It's called as a malleability. Machinability, ability to be cut or removed by cutting tools in various shapes and sizes. It's called as a machinability. If we use metal piece and we are going to use any machine, drill machine, we are able to cut into the smaller shape with a desired shape. Weldability, we are able to join two different metals with the help of heat. It's called as weldability. Castability, ability to form different shapes and size in a molten form or in a mold. It's called as a castability. These are the main properties of the metal that we are going to learn today. Tensile strength, ability to carry a load without breaking. It's called as a tensile strength. It is used for the engineering purpose as it is determined how much weight can be carried by that metal. It's called as a tensile strength. Before using any metal for the construction purpose for making machinery, we have to check what is the maximum weight or the load carried by that metal. That is called as a tensile strength. Sodium, potassium, calcium, lead, which are having a low tensile strength, these are the weak metals. Otherwise, iron, copper, steel, which are having a high tensile strength. Therefore, these metals are used for making bridges, tunnels, railway engines, wires, because they are able to carry a high load. For making your vehicles, for making the trucks, we are using the metal because they are able to carry a load without breaking. Hardness, that is a resist to penetration. The materials which are resist penetration or indentation is called as a hardness. All metals which are except sodium and potassium, which are soft, which can be cut in by a knife, but other metals are hard, which cannot be easily deformed. They are not easily changes their shape, or dent will not take place, and penetration is not possible. Malleability and ductility. Malleability is referred to the ability of a material to be reshaped or flattened. Means what we are able to convert into the thin sheet, that is called as a malleability. Ductility refers the ability of the material to be drawn into a wire. It's called as a ductility. Metals are malleable and ductile. Therefore, it is used for making the electrical wires. When we are applying force, layers within the metal lattice are able to slide over each other, due to the mobility of electrons and subsequent non-directional nature of the metallic bonds. Metallic bond is non-directional. Like a copper, it is an excellent malleability and ductility. Therefore, we are using copper for making wires. Gold is extremely malleable. Gliding is a decorative technique of applying gold leaf, very thin layer of gold, to materials including other metals, wood, porcelain, stone. When we are saying that gold coating or the silver coating is there, that is having a very thin layer of gold and silver. Why? Because gold is extremely malleable, one of the best malleable metal, due to which we are able to convert gold into the very fine sheets and use for the decorative articles. Highly malleable metals are often highly ductile. This is not always the case. Lead is a highly malleable, but its ductility is low. Toughness, the property of a metal to resist repeated shocks or the vibrations without breaking, is called as a toughness. Therefore, we are using metal for making the vehicles, automobiles, because they are continuously undergoes repeated shocks, vibrations. Then also there is no breakages take place. Gold and silver are the tough metals. Weldability. Did you observe the welding? Yes, it is a process of uniting or the joining pieces of metal by using a heat. When we are heating the metal surface, that metal surface due to the high temperature get converted or become molten or become soft. So we are going to attach that softened metal with each other. That process is called as a weldability. Machinability. It is a property due to which materials can be easily cut by cutting tools to produce a desired shape and a surface finish on the surface. We are getting different screws, nails by the metals. That is possible due to the machinability, because metals are easy to cut by using different machineries like the CNC machines, lathe machines, screwdriver. We are able to cut that machines into the smaller version with a desired shape and size. Castability. It is the ability of the molten metal to take exact dimensions of the mold. That is called as a castability. What is the mold? See here, already shown you the mold. What happens in this mold? We are pouring molten metal into this mold. After cooling down, we will remove out the mold and we will get the exact dimension of that mold. Similarly, when you are making ice in a fridge, what happens? We are taking ice tray, we are putting the mold water in that. After some time, we are cooling it at a low temperature in a freezer. We will observe that it will get exactly the shape of ice tray. That is called as a castability. It is the ability of the molten material to take the exact dimensions of the mold. It's called as a castability. Brazing. It is a method of joining metal surface by introducing molten non-ferrous alloy, which is having a higher melting point above the 400 degree Celsius. It is called as a brazing. For the brazing, mechanical as well as the chemical cleaning is essential at the joint portion. It is useful for the joining dissimilar metal which are difficult to weld. What is the brazing? A method or process of joining metal surfaces by using non-ferrous alloy which is having melting point above 400 degrees Celsius, called as brazing. Soldering. It is similar to the brazing, but in this we are using a solder which is having a lower melting point. A method of joining metal surface by using molten non-ferrous alloy which is having melting point below 400 degrees Celsius. It's called as a soldering. To make a printed circuit boards, to repair the electronics, your mobile parts, we are using the solder. The operation of solder consists of joining two metallic surfaces by causing a metal or alloy to adhere to the surface by a process of diffusion or alloy. We are using tin and lead alloy which is having melting point 150 to 370 degrees Celsius, which is used for the soldering process. Here we are using this wire. With the help of soldering, we are able to complete the circuit. Thank you so much for your attention. If you have any doubt, you can mail me on my email address. Thank you, class.